Many have called the best 8 minutes of boxing ever. He is the undisputed middleweight champion of the world. Please welcome marvelous Marvin Hagler.
He was called marvelous for a reason. Marvin Hagler was one of the greatest fighters to ever set foot in a boxing ring. But his story wasn't just about belts, knockouts, and glory. Behind the roar of the crowd was a man shaped by hardship, fueled by relentless drive, and ultimately undone by heartbreak. Today on StarLoop News, we revisit the rise, reign, and tragic end of the undisputed middleweight champion of the world. Born on May 23, 1954, in Newark, New Jersey, Marvin grew up surrounded by poverty, crime, and danger. Survival was his first fight. In 1967, when he was just 12, the Newark riots tore through his city, forcing his family to relocate to Brockton, Massachusetts. There, a quiet, shy Marvin discovered boxing at a small gym run by the Petronelli brothers. From the moment he stepped through the doors, he was obsessed. "If they cut my bald head open, they'd find a glove," he once said. And he meant it. Turning pro in 1973, Marvin demolished his debut opponent in the second round. But his biggest opponent wasn't a man, it was boxing politics. Promoters saw him as a high-risk, low-reward fighter, too dangerous to face, but not yet famous enough to be profitable. For years, he was avoided, sidelined, and disrespected. But he refused to complain. He fought anyone, anywhere. Finally, in 1980, after a controversial draw the year before, Hagler traveled to London and destroyed Alan Minter in just 3 rounds to become the undisputed middleweight champion. Yet even on his greatest night, a riot erupted, and he had to be rushed from the ring under a shower of bottles. From there, Marvin defended his title 12 times, defeating all challengers. But he still felt overlooked compared to flashier fighters like Sugar Ray Leonard, Thomas Hearns, and Roberto Duran. In 1985, he stepped into the ring with Hearns in what became known as the War. 3 rounds of pure, brutal violence. Hearns landed his best shot in the opening moments, but Hagler never backed up. Bleeding from a deep cut, afraid the fight would be stopped, he launched a furious attack that ended with a crushing knockout. It was one of the most unforgettable moments in boxing history. But 2 years later came the fight that broke him. In April 1987, Hagler faced Leonard, a fighter he'd wanted for years. Leonard, returning from a long layoff, fought in short bursts, trying to steal rounds. Hagler pressed forward, landing the harder punches. Many believed he had won, but the judges gave Leonard a split decision. To Hagler, it felt like the sport he'd given everything to had betrayed him. He walked away from boxing for good, never fighting again. On March 13, 2021, Marvin Hagler died suddenly at the age of 66. The news shocked the boxing world. There had been no illness, no warning. Tributes poured in from fans, fighters, and even his greatest rivals. They remembered not just the champion in the ring, but the man who fought every battle, inside and outside the ropes, with dignity, grit, and unshakable pride. Marvin Hagler's life reminds us that greatness is earned not just by winning, but by enduring. His gloves may be gone, but his legacy will never fade. This is StarLoop News, where we bring you the untold stories behind the legends. If you were moved by Marvin's incredible journey, hit that like button, subscribe for more, and ring the bell so you never miss a moment of history.